Welcome, everybody, and welcome to all of you out there in Love Streaming Land today. I'm Reverend Edith Washington Wood, Senior Minister here at Unity of Gaithersburg. And I'd like to welcome you all who are here. And I'd like to welcome anyone who is here for the first time or anyone who hasn't been with us for a while. If you're in the sanctuary, you can raise your hand. And if you're online, just put something in the chat box. I'll see it in a moment when I get online. But I just really want to welcome you here to this spiritual space. All right, let us open with prayer. I invite you to take a moment and be still. Taking a gentle breath in and out as we focus on our breath. We give great thanks for our breath in this moment, for it brings us to the present moment here and now. And we pray from this space we have created. God, the good spirit, that which is omnipresence. We give thanks for this opportunity for us to be with each other on this day. We ask in this moment for our hearts to be open to the presence of pure spirit here and now. May we feel that presence flowing within us, opening us up even more fully for this experience we will have on this day. We give thanks for this moment. We give thanks for this time that we share together. And so it is. Amen. And today we're going to be saying our vision statement. Our vision statement is who we know ourselves to be here at Unity of Gaithersburg. It is on the screen, and I'm going to invite you to say it with me. Together, please. Being love, joy, and harmony. We expand the consciousness of oneness. Let's say that again together. Being love, joy, and harmony, we expand the consciousness of oneness. And now we'll hear our congregational song, God's Good is Everywhere.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to sing a real simple song. Some of you may already know it. God's good is everywhere. God
So we have transformational opportunities. So many great things are growing around here. The jazzy evening concert has been postponed due to unforeseen circumstances. Oh, okay. So they're going to be reschedule that soon, and that'll be another opportunity that'll come up. But the memorial stones, we're going to be holding an installation of memorial stones on May 28th following the service, which is, I think, a reschedule because there's a community meeting on April 30th. Our next Unity classes will be starting in April, and Unity Prayer begins on April 16th, led by Carol Plummer. Unity Prayer is a hybrid class, and in person and on Zoom. We're seeking somebody to help out with the Zoom part, so if any of you have little extra skills and want to be a part of that, that would be great. Self-awareness is starting on April 18th, and you want to see that. There's a registration for the class. You can find out about it online. And if you are a member of the church and you need a little help out on that tuition, let Reverend Edith know. All right, SEE Week. Small but mighty. Gaithersburg has been hosting SEE Week since the millennia, and before that. So it's an amazing thing that this congregation has managed to do. All right, so it's coming. It's going to be June 4th to June 9th this year. The registration's open, and you can see it on the website or in the newsletter or things like that to find out more about how that's coming together. Our foundation is prayer. So prayer chaplains are trained to pray with us in confidence. They're here for you as a resource. They're here for you in that moment you think you just need somebody else to listen and help you find a little more clarity in what you're doing. There's a box at the rear of the sanctuary where you can submit a prayer if you need something, and you can email the office also for more information about those activities. And after service, Cynthia is going to be out there shining and bringing peace to us all, and you particularly if you decide you'd like to speak to her today. And today's daily word is comfort. I find comfort in expressions of love. Speaking the words, "I love you," provides comfort for an aching heart and peace in times of uncertainty. Today, I open my heart to those loving expressions as a soothing balm for distress or grief. When I am concerned about another, love centers me in the truth that all is in divine order, no matter how circumstances appear. I enfold the people I care about in a sphere of love, encircling them in peace and protection. When I'm troubled, I find comfort in others' loving words. I surround myself with those who offer solace in my time of need. I find encouragement in their kindness and compassion. As we share of ourselves in kind and loving ways, we hearten spirits and bolster faith, giving comfort to ourselves and others. Comfort your hearts and strengthen them in every good work and word.
And now it is time for our meditative part of this service. I invite you to gently close your eyes. And if you would rather keep them open, I invite you to close them softly where they're about halfway open to a soft gaze. Focusing on one spot in the room, for there is no spot where God is not. The Spirit of God is right here. It is right now. It flows gently through everything. It is flowing as goodness. For it is God the good. And as it flows as goodness, that goodness flows, enlivening and invigorating every cell of our body. May you feel the vibration of good flowing through you now. And in this moment, we open up to the awareness of good. And in our mind's eye, we see good as we join our hearts and minds together. We prepare ourselves to go deeply within as we contemplate that goodness that is God, which is us. We go deeper into a time of silence and say, I see good. I see good. I see good. In the silence, we go deeper together. Am. I am. I am seeing only good. I am seeing only good. And in this expanded state of awareness, we bring into our hearts and minds all that may need to catch a glimpse of the good that is only God. May we see that, may we know that, may we inhale it into our being. The goodness we are, I am. And as you gently bring yourself back to the space and time, may you know that that goodness is flowing as every cell, every artery, every vein, that goodness is flowing through every organ, awakening you and me and us and everything that is that goodness. Can you see it? We give thanks for this moment. We give thanks for this time. And so it is. Amen.
Look for the good in everything. the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible till it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Look for the good in everyone. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible till it's done. Look for the good in everyone. People done gone crazy. People done gone mad. People done forget the superpowers we all had. We were born to love, not hate. We can decide our fate and look for the good in everyone and celebrate our mistakes. If there's a silver lining, you still have to find it, find it, find it. Oh, look for the good in everything. Look for the people that will set your soul free. It seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone needs sunshine. Everyone needs rain. Everyone is carrying around some kind of pain. I see who you are. You're just like me. I see you're searching for a purpose, guided by a dream. I see who you are. I'm just like you. I get lost sometimes and I forget what I came here to do. I keep on trying when it gets frightening. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good. Look for the good. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone is nature. Everyone is God. Everyone is love and light and vibration. Look for the good. Look for the good. Everyone gets mad sometimes and maybe they should. Look for the good. Look for the good. Yeah, look out for all those heroes in your neighborhood. Look for the good. Look for the good. Life sure would be sweeter if everybody would. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Sing it with everyone.
Wow, thank you so much. Our wonderful house band under the direction of Miss Deletta Gillespie. Give them a round of applause. Thank you so, so much. I have a question for you. How good is your eyesight? Like, are you able to see far away? Now, there are some people who can only see near them or they can see far away unless they have assistance called glasses. Now, I just happen to have on some glasses, they're actually different than I usually wear because my other glasses decided to break a few days ago when I was going to bed. So luckily I have a second pair. But I have to tell you, I can see far away with these glasses on. But if I take these glasses off and I look across the room about 8 feet away, I am not able to read the covers, the titles on the books that are on my bookshelf. Now, when I put my glasses on, I'm looking at Talks on Truth, which is one of the classic books by Charles Fillmore, one of our co-founders of Unity. And when I take the glasses off, it's just one big blur. Can't see a thing. Now, Lynn Twist, she's an author and a prosperity. She's really all about prosperity, I believe. She went to the Sahel Desert in Senegal. Now, this desert sand was yellow orange. The grains of the sand were very small, like dust. Or if you could consider, it looked a little bit like powdered sugar, but a yellow orange powdered sugar. It covered everything, even the people. They were going there. Lynn Twist and a group of folks were going to Senegal in order to assist people who lived there in the desert to find water. As they drove, they noticed less people and more sand. Now imagine being covered in this powdered sugar type sand and inhaling it until it was difficult to breathe. So here's an example for you. Some of you may have taken a shower this morning like I did, but if you didn't, just imagine a shower and you had the water so hot that steam was all over your bathroom or wherever you take a shower at. The steam covered up the windows. The mirror began to be fogged up until it was completely foggy. And you step into the shower and you are immersed in steam. You inhale the steam and it is everywhere. That is the way it was when they were in the desert. That the sand was all they could see. So much so that the road disappeared and there was only sand. The drivers needed to stop their Jeeps that they were in just to be immersed in the sand. They couldn't go any further. And then all of a sudden, they heard the faint sound of drums. The drivers started their engines and drove toward the sound of the drums. As they drove, they saw something moving. They thought maybe it was animals. Oh my goodness, could you imagine animals in the desert you can't see and the sand is everywhere like steam in a shower? And then all of a sudden, they noticed little children running toward them, and the children were happy and bursting with excitement. The children had come to greet them. When they arrived at the village, the drums were loud. And the people started dancing. They were celebrating. They were dancing and celebrating the arrival of Miss Lynn and the people with her. They were dancing to the sound of the drums, and the children were immersed in it. And so was Lynn. The drums, the sound of the drums. They began to be encircled in light and life and celebration. Feel that vibration of being immersed in the sound of the drum, in the middle of the sand, in the middle of the desert. How good does that feel? Yeah, dancing to the beat of the drum. Yes. Feel it, you guys. Feel the sound, the beat of the drum. As if you're there, being transformed back to that time. As if you are there. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Feel the beat. Feel the beat. Feel the beat. And as the drums started to quiet, Lynn realized that initially she thought she was going to a place full of despair, poor, hungry, and illiterate people who just happened to be Muslim. And upon her arrival, it was far different than she could ever see. You see, she needed to take off her glasses. When do we need to take off our glasses and see beyond what we think and see? Now, some people, they can't see beyond what they can see, and they put on rose-colored glasses. And everything becomes a little more clouded, and they can't seem to see further than that. But when we take them off, we can see more. We can see clearly. We can see clearly that it is beyond what we think. And what we're left with, my friends, is only good. What we're left with is only good. It becomes about our vision and the choice to see good. Now, in the Revealing Word, our book of metaphysical terms by our co-founder of Unity, Charles Fillmore, he says this about vision. He said, vision can be a spiritual vision where you're seeing God as the foundation of all, the source of good, and the substance of all. Seeing the good, the true, and the beautiful everywhere. And in this manner is the eye single and the vision perfected. Our vision is perfected in that spiritual way. Now, I believe that this is what Lynn and the others were experiencing that day in the desert. That they needed to release what they had seen of a barren, windy, sandy, and hot place and see the good that is really there. I ask you again, how good is your eyesight? Now, I have to tell you that today is a year since when I first came to try out. What was actually on March 20th, but if we look at the Sunday, this is the Sunday when I was there with you. And I wore this same jacket. And what were you able to see? Not with your eyes see. Yes, that informs us, but that which we can't see. I know I saw it. And sometimes our eyes only see what's right in front of us, but sometimes we're able to go within and see everything bigger. And so I believe that that is why we were drawn to each other a year ago, because there was something that was opening up, something that was looking beyond what we could see, something that is bigger and bolder, because it is the goodness that is God. Yes, I may be coming to you on this screen right now because I'm having this physical experience, right? That I don't want to put anyone else's health in jeopardy, but I am here with you. I am vibrantly alive with you, and we are vibrantly alive with each other. And I will celebrate the day, hopefully next Sunday, when I'm there with you in person. You see, sometimes we think we see something that is not there because we make stuff up all the time. But what if we lived our lives seeing only good? What would we know? What would we see and envision as possible and probable? So I invite you to take a moment and look around the sanctuary, or look around the room you're in if you're here with us live streaming. What do you see? What do you see? Perhaps you see chairs. Perhaps you see your couch if you're in your living room, or you see whatever it is that is in front of you. But if you think about it, the world that we don't see is bigger. I'm imagining back to before Unity of Gaithersburg was Unity of Gaithersburg. And in that space, there was something else. In that space, in some interesting way, the universe knew that it needed to be the space to be a spiritual community, and yet the spirit was there all the time. The grounds, the parking lot, the chairs, everything that is there that we can see with our mind's eye, that there's more to it. For it's backed by love. It's backed by the goodness of God that is flowing in, through, and as us now, and has been for these many years before we even came. That spirit, that goodness, that it allowed each of us to come to this space. That they prepared a space for us. In the Bible, Jesus says, I will go and prepare a space for you. That space is the goodness. the good that is flowing now, the good that has flown, that has been going through everything until the beginning of time, before time was time. Now let's get back to the village. Now, yes, the drums had stopped, and Lynn went to meet with the village people. There was a circle that was there. Imagine a circle of people. And the men were closest to Lynn, with the women behind them. Once the village people completed talking to Lynn, she asked them if she could meet with only the women. Her request was granted. When she met with the women, they shared with her that they believed that there was water underneath the sand, that they had visions of water being there. Now, I believe that they could see it with their mind's eye. Now, Lynn realized that her purpose there was partially to be a mediator between the men and the women. You see, the men, which is typically in the Muslim tradition, they didn't believe that the women and they didn't believe that the women knew what they were talking about, because women had specific roles like weaving and farming, not to plan or to even dig or imagine that water was there. And Lynn encouraged them, the men, to allow the women to dig. And for the next year, they dug and they dug with hand tools and other equipment that Lynn had donated. One day, the water did come. Not only was there enough water that was to supply that village, it supplied 17 neighboring villages with water also. Despite all the sand, despite the absence of what we call money, these villagers saw and demonstrated the good. They could see only good. And it started with the women. Now, this is Women's History Month, so yeah, how about celebrating the woman, the feminine part of us? We all have it. And when we choose to see the good in others, we end up finding the good in ourselves. To see good when it doesn't look like that, it takes wisdom. Now, wisdom is our spiritual power of the month. It also is associated with judgment, but we're going to talk about wisdom right now. And wisdom is the intuitive knowing, that spiritual intuition, which is the voice of God within. The disciple associated with wisdom is James, son of Zebedee. And the color of wisdom is what, everybody? Yellow. Some of us are wearing some yellow to demonstrate it. And if not, just go outside and look up at the sky and the sun is there. And we see the sun as yellow, even though it really isn't. It's a big fiery ball. And the location in our body of wisdom is the pit of our stomach. So those times when you feel like you have this gut feeling. And there is something that is yours to do. At that moment, we're tapping into the wisdom faculty, which is what the women in the village had done. Now, Charles Fillmore also says in the Revealing Word that good is the absolute, the incomparable, that which is godly in its character, because God is omnipresence and all good. So when we look at good and we look at God, they are interchangeable. And if we can affirm that God flows through everything, God, whatever we call God, whatever we choose to call it, if we call it good, we've done our part. Now, the great truth I want to tell you, you guys, is that things may happen around us and things may happen to us. But the only thing that really counts are the things that happen in you. Let me say that again. The great truth is that things may happen around you, things may happen to you, but the only thing that really counts is the things that happen in you. So when is that time when we need to take off our rose-colored glasses and see beyond our eyes? Our Bible verse for today helps us to understand this perfectly. It comes from part of Romans chapter 8, verse 28, and it states, "And we know that all which happens to us is working for our good." All which happens to us is working for our good. You know, there is a saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I want you to know something, my friends. You are the teacher. Teach your mind. Teach your mind to see good. Teach your mind to see beyond appearances. Teach your mind to see the good in everything. Teach your mind to see the good in every situation. Teach your mind that good is God. Teach your mind that good is you. Teach your mind that good is in everyone. Teach your mind that good is only good and only God. And our affirmation for today can assist us with what we are wanting and choosing to see. I'll say it once and then invite you to say it with me. I am choosing to see the good in myself, everyone, and in everything I see. Together, I am choosing to see the good in myself, everyone, and in everything I see. Again, I am choosing to see the good in myself, everyone, and in everything I see. Now take a moment to be still and return to maybe closing your eyes gently. And imagine in your mind's eye good things, the good things that you know of in your life, the good things that you have in your home. It may be something like a good meal that you're going to have today. It may be thinking about the goodness of water. When we think about people that dug down in the sand to find water, think about the goodness of water being readily available. And breathe into that. Breathe it in. That there's a goodness of water, however way we choose to get it. And we imagine that goodness of water for everyone in the world. And then take a moment to open your eyes gently, if you have them closed. And let's say this affirmation one more time. Like the possibility of water everywhere in the world depends on us. Let's say this affirmation together, please. I am choosing to see the good in myself, everyone, and in everything I see. in this moment. It is true. It is real. It is this vibration of good flowing in, through, and as us. And so it is. And so we let it be us, my friends. Amen. And I behold the Christ in and as you. Bye for now.
What do I want my day to be? I choose. What do I want to feel today? I choose. What do I want to be today? I choose. I choose. I choose. I choose.
And for those of you at home who can't, weren't in the room was jumping. So thank you. Now we have a chance to give in all ways, as we gave in spirit just now. We have ways to give in other ways. There is, if you check the website, they'll tell you how you can donate, not only in your spirit and your joy, but also in your treasure and bounty, which is a great thing to share with us. There's a white box in the back, and there are envelopes, I think, around the room and things like that. Many, many ways you can find your prosperity and share it with us here as we grow, and grow so visibly and so well. And with that, we will say our loving offering together, which is divine love, I am, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am so grateful. Thank you.
Today's word was comfort? Yeah. So.
Is that going to relate to you?
Okay. Why? Tell me why.
Because I have someone who needed comfort and I gave it to her. So I can relate to the word comfort today. When she was sad or even fearful, I told her I would stay by her side.
Absolutely. That's truly what being a friend is for. Gratitude and grateful is what I am for a two negative COVID tests. Did you have something you wanted to say? Okay.
So we talked about the parable of the talents and about sharing our talents.